Hey, what's up guys, Benny here and welcome to today's Destiny video. And in today's Destiny video, I'm going to be talking about what are the best guns to use for both the Crucible, which is player versus player, and then for open world play, which is player versus environment. So your strikes, your public events and stuff like that you're going to come across while playing Destiny. The first thing I'm going to be talking about, for those of you that didn't know already, is there's 3 different types of weapons you're going to be using at Destiny at all times. Each player can have a primary weapon, a special weapon, and a heavy weapon at all times. And I think that's going to be the major thing for you guys to choose, is which types of weapons to use in different situations, especially when you're doing the Crucible compared to strikes and raids and stuff like that. Your primary weapon is the weapon that you're going to be using for like about 90% of the time. You've got 4 different types. You've got auto rifles, which is like a traditional machine gun, full auto, a bit more difficult to control. Then you've got your pulse rifles, which is like the old school Halo battle rifle, 3 burst and burst weapons, which are really cool. You've got your scout rifle, which if you played Halo is a bit like the DMR, it's all single shotguns. And then you've got your hand cannon, which is like a beefy pistol, which is really cool. But now it's time to make the most important but also most difficult decision that you're going to have to make throughout playing Destiny, and that's to choose which of these gun types you're going to use while playing Destiny. When you first start the game, you can be a bit less fussy on which gun you're going to use, because you'll always go with the most powerful gun, because each gun has its own individual stats, and the gun that does the most damage is genuinely going to be the most effective for you, even if you're better with a scout rifle compared to a pulse rifle or something like that. So when you're playing the game initially, just go with the most powerful gun. If you've got a gun, a hand cannon that does 35 damage compared to a scout rifle that does 10, go with a hand cannon. That's going to kick ass. Now, for the Crucible, the most important thing for you is to be as accurate as possible, because you want to be hitting your opponent's critical location, which is their head, as often as possible. That is why I personally believe the scout rifles are the best type of weapon to use in the Crucible compared to like the auto rifles. Because of the recoil of auto rifles, you can nowhere near be as accurate as you can be with like a pulse rifle or a scout rifle. If you're not too confident with your accuracy and don't think you're as strong a player as some people, go with like the pulse rifle, because it's a bit more, you've got a bit more leniency and there's a lot more bullets, so you're more likely to hit your opponent. But if you're really confident, definitely go with a scout rifle in the Crucible, player versus player, and you will be racking up those kills like no tomorrow, because it's a lot more effective in my opinion compared to a couple of the other weapon classes. However, for strikes, it's completely the opposite. I personally believe the auto rifle is the best gun to use, because you don't have to be as accurate, because your bosses and opponents tend to have a much larger critical area, so you can just spray your auto rifle straight into the critical area, like the legs of the big giant spider in Devil's Lair, or the middle of the eye, and you can take him down really quickly and rack up a lot more damage compared to like the scout rifles and pulse rifles. Moving on to the special weapons that are available within Destiny, you have your sniper rifles, you have your shotguns, and you have your fusion rifles. Each gun has their own advantages and disadvantages, and compared to your primary weapons, are a lot more situational when you're going to be using them, especially in the Crucible and your strikes as well. I personally, within the Crucible, have been using the shotgun, because as I use the scout rifle, which is very like long range, I haven't seen the use for a sniper rifle. But when I'm in the building and stuff, and everyone's spraying auto rifles and everything, it's nice to have that kind of shotgun which can take out someone instantly, especially when you're capping like a flag on the moon in one of the buildings and stuff. It comes really handy. But for strikes, I've been going with a sniper rifle, because you can deal some immense damage in such quick time, because like your rifle will do like 100 if you're hitting a critical, but with a sniper rifle it will deal 500 upwards, and like against like fallen like kind of grunts, as I call them, you will do like 1,000 damage and take them out instantly with a sniper rifle. I don't like the fusion rifle, so pretty much if you're going to be doing the Crucible, rock a shotgun, especially on the I think it's Pillars of Time, which is the map on Venus, and sniper rifles can be very handy on the moon map, which is really useful. Like fusion rifles, not so much. So for strikes, use a sniper rifle. For the Crucible, rock a shotgun. And now finally, it's time for the heavy weapons, which are the beefcakes of the beefcakes within Destiny. These are the guns that do absolute immense damage and get you out of those situations where you're like thinking, I'm gonna get screwed here. Like you've got your rocket launchers and your machine guns available in the beta, and there's supposed to be a railgun as well, which I haven't heard that much about when the game completely comes out in September, but it's really awesome. For the Crucible, I personally have been rocking the rocket launcher because of the vehicles on the moon. It's one of the only ways that you can take them out quickly if you've not got a supercharge or anything like that. But in the strikes, I've been rocking the machine gun so I can deal immense damage really quickly to bosses and stuff like that without having to worry, is this rocket gonna hit? Because if you miss even slightly of a rocket launcher because of all the abilities and stuff that are available within multiplayer, within strikes and stuff from the bosses and stuff you fight, if you miss your rocket, it teleports somewhere, that's it. You've kind of like missed the trick. Well, if you miss 1 or 2 bullets of the machine gun, it's alright. So personally, I would recommend to run the rocket launcher in the Crucible. It kind of like has a nice arsenal if you've got the scout rifle, shotgun, and rocket launcher. Kind of allows you to fight against anything. And then in the strikes and like public events and stuff, definitely run a pulse rifle or auto rifle, then run the sniper rifle, and then the machine gun, and you will have an absolute awesome time. That's my personal recommendations on what I personally believe are the best guns to use in Destiny and the Destiny beta. I hope you guys found this useful. If you did, please drop a comment in the comment section. I love reading your comments and really do appreciate it. And drop it a thumbs up. It does really help me out. And thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Make sure to subscribe for daily Destiny content and Call of Duty content.